Let's see here. We got Carter Benjamin sends him $5. 62% of new mothers in their early 20s are unwed. Choose better men to be fathers. Remember, ladies, y'all mature faster. Keep up the good work, Cooley. Yeah, so pretty much he's saying if you mature faster, then why are, women choosing the wrong men?
Because the new generation got Sexy Red guiding them to the wrong men. I feel like
that's just influence. So influence creates thinking creates behavior. Wouldn't you say that the person that has the ability to block out negative influences mature better? But women can't block out negative influence like men can?
They can. Yes, they can.
Well, how if they're always choosing the wrong men?
But I don't have no idea why they choose the wrong men. But I believe that now society has changed, and yes, influencers has influenced our children and influenced the new way of looking. Not listen to mom, because mom thinks she always know everything. And look how she was. She was a single mom. But hey, Sexy Red out here got all this money. She out here twerking. She got I'm about to follow her, and she got a child, and she was pregnant making videos. So I don't know which side should I choose now. So it makes it hard sometimes for other young women now to choose which way should I go.
If the metric of success is maturity, and then you're using the woman not being able to block out bad influences and negative influences, so that's the reason why she doesn't mature faster, that doesn't make any sense.
It does.
Because you're excusing the woman, you're taking accountability away from the woman, and you're putting it on culture and society.
So yes, didn't I say we are embedded in it, right? When we are born, we have that nurturing, we have all that in there. But it takes society. When we come out, we're now living, we're now with this family, we're in foster care.
But maturity is the metric, right?
It is. But
so I'm saying that, wouldn't you say the mature person uses discernment, the ability to make good judgment? So therefore, they're less susceptible to outside influences. But we all know, you just admitted that, well, women tend to be, it's because of Sexy Red, it's because of culture. That's why. So you think women mature faster than men. I'm saying that that's incorrect. They don't mature faster than men because they are more susceptible to outside influences, meaning that therefore they don't have the ability to block out negative influences, which if the person that can block out negative influences leads them to success, well, what would that mean? It would be not women because y'all choose bad relationships.
Okay, so that means it's still 1% of anybody, regardless.
No,
it is.
But 1% of what? What do you mean?
I'm saying it's 1% of those ones that's not going to follow the same thing that my mother did. Influences can go ahead and come in that 1%, but you have the mature ones like me. That just go ahead and, yes, I had to toot my own horn, but you have the mature ones that don't follow the influences. Let me tell you, I said I got two, okay?
She went burning back on us.
So man, you and I'm mature to the utmost because we can call them right now, and I bet you they both will want me back. But let me tell you, but I'm matured. I don't go back anymore because I'm matured.
Well, that's because you can blow
and
a
they
flute.
are simps.
Can I ask a question to the guys now?
That's because you can blow a flute.
Let's just settle this real quick. I think you're still missing what I'm saying. I'm gonna actually say it slower because I think I was maybe speaking too fast. Normally I speak super slow. I'm just saying that if you're saying that women are more mature than men, right? And if influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, and women are making their behavior is poor when it comes to choosing men, and you said, well, it's because of bad influences like Sexy Red. But maturity, that would be the person that can, that's not susceptible to outside influence. They have the ability they're wise, to block out the negative influences, to still have the correct thinking, to make good decisions, right? So I would say that if we're talking about dating and relationships, women choose the wrong men. That's why they divorce men, right? So they're making the wrong choices because they're actually not mature. They're not as mature as men.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So
does that make sense to you?
It makes sense coming from your mouth because you're saying it and you're thinking. So it makes sense.
I want
but
you
it
to
does
think
not
now.
make sense because there are some that are not as mature. Statistically, we can't say all women are mature, but we can statistically bring up that there are more women we become more mature than men. So we can Google that. We can statistically find that.
So then why are women leaving the poor? Why are women leaving the poor choices that they made in men? Since they initiate 80% of the divorces, but they're unhappy with their choices.
Because we matured more, and now we're like, dang, why did I end up with this nut ass nigga?
But I thought it was embedded in you.
We was, but you keep getting better and better and better and more mature.
No.
So what was you gonna say?
Go ahead and concede that point because you lost that argument. Women don't mature faster or better than men. That's false.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Our goals just be different. If we're being honest, we're not meant to.
But we're just speaking about in a relationship. In a relationship.
It's just different.
There's different areas of maturity, and maybe finding a job or keep.
My man is
different
way
metrics.
More mature than me. So I can understand. Like I have my levels that are more important. He has his things that are more important. So.
Okay, fair enough. But what else were you saying, JD? You had a question?
I was gonna ask, men often say that women choose the wrong guy, but so I was going to ask individually, do you guys feel as though when you were getting to know a woman or when you were dating a woman that you may have maybe made her feel like the relationship could have gone somewhere that it was never going to go? Have you ever been guilty of doing something like that?
Leading on? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I have. I've definitely led women on plenty of times.
Okay.
Me, Nas got a great line in the song. He said,
hey, if you're watching this right now, you're one of those guys, you're approaching a girl, you're always fumbling and getting rejected. You're probably thinking like, is it my confidence? Is it the way I conveyed myself? And it could be. But I know one of the things that most guys seem to always forget about is their skin. Having good skin makes a big difference in how the woman is going to view you. The first thing they see is your skin, man. So I recommend T.H. Hanley. That's our sponsorship for today. And I'm not just recommending this product because they're our sponsorship. I recommend this product because I actually use this product. I've used it before they even hit us up to do the sponsorship. Don't take my word for it. They have over 10,000 5-star reviews. I recommend that you start off with their level 1 system. They got all the basics. They have the daily wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 and a PM moisturizer. So go ahead and get this product, man. The link is in the description. It's the first link in the description. And since they're sponsoring us, man, they are giving a 40% discount. Yes, 40% off. And then if you become a member, you get 20% discount for life. Lifetime 20% discount, bro. You can't beat that deal. Now I'm back to regular scheduled programming.
I have no game. It's just some chicks understand my story.
Okay.
And you don't really need to do that, and pretty much you living a day at a time to see where things go. So I've never been the type that's just like, yo, we're going to be this. And I'm the type that's like, God only made a day at a time. So I can only live a day at a time. So that's pretty much
but also sometimes like, the more you hang out, I always say, the more you hang out with a person, the more you're going to go to like them. So like in my experience, there's chicks that I didn't think it would get anywhere and it ended up did it. You know what I'm saying? So, shit happens, really. I mean, the girl that you think, you're not going to end up with, sometimes you end up with her. You know what I mean? Because we're not robots.
Real quick, just think about maturity.
No,
I'm not letting this go. Hold up, real quick. Think about maturity. It's so crazy, chat. She said that women mature faster than men, because I want y'all to logically think about this so it makes sense. Women mature faster than men. Women are more mature than men. So acting on how you feel, I would say that's immature. Kind of kids do that. How they feel, then they tend to act out. Men, we're a little bit more stoic naturally. Men are able to regulate their emotions naturally. Women get their period every month. You're more emotional. You are higher in estrogen. You are higher in trait neuroticism, so you feel more negative emotions. So therefore, if we're looking at it, the person that acts on how they feel is immature. The person that acts despite how they feel is the mature person, and that concludes to men. So let's hang that up. Women are mature than men.
Oh, he ain't meet the new men then.
Yeah,
they be acting on their emotions.
Guess
They be acting.
Those the men that you choose.
Matter. No, it doesn't even matter. Because what are you going to do about it?
But I'm sorry, what was the question that you asked?
I'm just saying, it is what it is.
I think we was on to your question, though.
I'm going to act out, and what you going to do?
But
No, he was talking about
You
your
were supposed
question.
to. You were
What was
supposed
your
to
question?
tell me. Have you ever do you ever feel like you've led women on? And made them
All
think
men
that
at some point, usually when they were younger, I can speak for all men because all men, we kind of go through the same thing. So this includes myself. All men.
Terrible.
All men. So all men at some point, when they were, courting women and dealing with women, I would say maybe they didn't want a relationship.
Right.
And women tend to kind of, not always, but usually that's their
Want a
like
relationship.
usual mating strategy is long term. Men's usual mating strategy is short term,
Right.
usually, especially when they're younger. So I would say, all men at some point let a woman on.
So it's
Yeah.
safe to say that when someone is two-faced or not being themselves genuinely, that it's hard to choose the right person if you don't know which person you're getting, correct?
Well, women wear makeup, you wear
Yes or
high
no?
heels, you got fake butts, you
Yes
got
or
fake
no?
boobs.
It'll be
Well,
on
Yes or no?
who's more
Yes
fake?
or no?
You're never real.
Yes. You meeting me today when I came to a place that's pretty
No,
much.
I'm not speaking about you.
I
Speaking
know,
about in general.
because Jada B
Yeah.
is that girl.
I'm speaking in general. But your
But I
metric
want you to
was.
answer my question. The same
I'll
way
go
you
ahead
try to
and
lead
answer it.
people to
Sure.
answer the question, just answer the question.
Go ahead.
How am I going to choose the right man if I go on a date with you? You're putting your best foot forward,
Yeah.
or you're saying that you want certain things, or pretending like you and I have the same interests, and then you don't.
Got it.
Eventually, I realized that you don't because you wasn't keeping it a buck, which happens with most men. So now, how am I
So you
supposed
say
to
women go
differentiate
through that.
between both? How am I supposed to differentiate
Yeah.
it if it's always my fault for picking the wrong man, and the man doesn't show himself until it's like, all right, we either live together, or we have a business together, or we have finances together.
Yeah,
How
but-
am I supposed to differentiate that beforehand
I
if you're
got
not
you,
being
Eve.
who you are? Answer it for real. Don't tell me about other men. Just tell me your
No.
perspective.
This
Tell
is
me
a
what
good
you
question,
do.
and I tell girls all the time about this.
Don't talk about my lashes and my hair and my sexy.
No,
oiled
well,
up
I was
legs.
just
Don't
going
talk
to
about
that point because you were speaking about men. I was like, well, it's kind of silly to
I
say that because
cannot.
women are fake in a lot of areas too. But I'll answer
you
it
answered
directly.
the question. You see how you do this every time.
I'll
You don't
answer
think that
directly.
There's anything wrong with that?
No, I'm going to answer your question right now. So, men that do that, right? That
You
are
said you do it. Talk about
all
you.
men did it. I'm not. You can't tell me to speak about me. I speak about me directly if I want to speak about me,
Yes,
or I can speak
ma'am.
about men in general.
'Cause you
Okay.
told me to ask you a question. I'm asking
I
you.
got you. Yes.
Right.
So I'm going to speak. So when women go through this, because all women been through this, you've been with the man where maybe he led you on. Show of hands.
This is my question.
Okay, God, this is gonna answer your question. You've been with a man that led you on. Your question specifically, to make sure I have it right, you said, well, how is women supposed to differentiate between choosing a man that is, because most men lead women on, right? You said that pretty much all men tend to lead women on.
You're changing my
So how is
question.
she able to distinguish between making a choice in a man
No.
with the guy that's gonna lead her on or the guy that's not gonna
Is
lead
that
her
what
on?
I asked? Is that what you heard?
That's literally what you asked.
That
didn't hear
sounds
my
like what
question.
you asked.
That's literally what you asked, Jada.
I didn't say most different men. I said you. So if you're going to pretend to be someone that you're not, and then later on show that your true genuine feelings, how was
Yes.
I supposed to know which version was the real you and which version?
That
was
is
the-
exactly what you said. How am I supposed to know? You're not asking. So you say, how should the woman know? Jada,
How am I
listen.
going to choose better if you are showing me the fake
I'm
version
answering
of
the
you?
question. Just listen to it.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, listen. I did say that. You're looking from how can a woman discern between choosing a man that's keeping it real rather than choosing a man that's lying to her? That's literally your question, right? And from the man's perspective, well, men is going to look at what they want to best benefit them. If they want sex, they're going to sell a dream. That's kind of what they're going to do. That's what guys tend to do because women can't handle the truth. So I'm not going to tell you the truth. Kind of just going to lie to you. Most men operate from that standpoint.
All right.
Women, but that's why I was talking about, well, you're faking a lot of things too. Not you specifically, but women in general. You wear makeup. You have lashes on. You have high heels on. So we don't really know the real you. Because we look for beauty. Well, do you really look like that when you're naked and you clean off the makeup? No, you're
Different
fake as
women.
well, just as we're being fake with you. Men fall in love with their eyes, but you're displaying something, a fake portrait. Women fall in love with their ears, so we're lying to you. We're being fake to you. So now I'm going to explain to you how to differentiate the two. So when a woman goes through life and she's being courted by men, this is about having discernment and the ability to make good judgment, right? So before I even go to the point, let's give you an example because here's where the accountability will come into play. Then I'm going to answer the question, but here's an example. So if you get scammed, right? let's say you see one of them ads on Facebook. They always pop up. They want to sell you something. You're like, God dang, them shoes look good.
Okay.
Or dang, that jewelry look good. And you're like, well, dang, I don't see it on Amazon. You maybe looked on Amazon, couldn't see it. So let me just click on this link and let me buy this. You go ahead and purchase it, but you get scammed. You never get your item, but they take your money. Who's the blame? Who's the blame in that situation?
Question. It's okay.
No. I want you to. No, who has? I would say that. Well, let me know if you agree. The woman. You as a woman has some accountability to take in choosing to purchase from that merchant. Even though you got scammed, of course, they're a criminal. If they get caught, they will get arrested. Yes, they're going to take accountability. But would you admit that you making that purchase, you should take some accountability as well?
Child, forget it.
No. Would you admit to that? Just yes or no?
I really don't. Think
this is high IQ level conversations.
And
it's
I'm
just
not
an
at
example.
that level, so just forget it.
I got
Accountability gone. You're right.
It's okay.
You're right.
It's just answer the question though, Jada. I really want you to, because I want the other ladies to understand it too.
I'm not about to answer no easy, stupid question. That has nothing to do with me asking you a simple question.
I'm going to answer that.
You don't want us to dance around. I don't want you to dance around.
Yeah, it's no dancing
That's
around.
a simple question.
I didn't dance
You're
around.
Talking about makeup,
Jada.
you could just take me to the sauna.
Yeah, Jada, listen, I'm not dancing around anything.
I said months later. Like, how do I know?
We're just having a conversation inside the conversation, and then I'm going to make a point.
Down. I'm not dumbing
it down.
Fool.
I just want you to answer the
question.
question.
Clearly, I know the answer. You know the answer. Why are you bringing it to a fool situation?
No, so
I just want to know the simple question from a person.
Would the woman
a human
that
being.
made that purchase from that merchant that got scammed, would she have a degree of accountability? Yes or no?
Obviously.
Got it. Now, here's the answer to your question. Women that make poor choices in men and choosing men that's selling them the dream, leading them on, well, she has to take accountability in that.
Okay.
Furthermore, when that woman is sourcing and being courted by men, well, she wants to disqualify the bad traits in men and qualify the good traits in men. So this would be the same thing if you're qualifying a good merchant or a bad merchant. I gave that example so it can help everybody out when thinking about how to discern and make good judgment, right? So maybe when you're talking to a guy and you're making a purchase, maybe you want to look at the reviews before you purchase something. Well, let's go to the Google reviews. So what would that be in a guy? Well, maybe I should do my research on this guy and look at his, not what he says, because I know I'm prone and susceptible to fall in love with my ears. Let me look at his actions and maybe what he does, right? So forget about what he says. Let me look at what he does. So if the man is showing any signs of not having masculinity, those are signs of indecisiveness, not having integrity, not being congruent in his actions, meaning what he says he does and he always follow throughs. So those are signs to all look for, where if he probably lacking in these traits and not being a real genuine man in these areas, he's probably lacking in a multitude of other traits, which this would he would have a higher probability of leading me on and selling me a dream. So that's reading the Google reviews. That's all I'm saying. That answers your question. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody understand that? I think I broke that down to the T.
I think we would have to ask someone who's probably...
To the T!
I think we would have to ask someone maybe who was like married, because I've had conversations with married individuals who they say that their spouse becomes a different person even after marriage. Right. So a point that I'm trying to make is sometimes you meet someone and you think that you guys are on the same page, and then when it counts the most, that's when they show their true colors. Right. Sometimes you don't know who you're dealing with until an argument. Sometimes you don't know who you're dealing with until something happens with finances or anything like that. So you can sell me your best person for a very long time, especially if you're, like, you can really take on that personality.
They call it the representative. Men and women
that's
do
what
it.
I'm trying to say. So it's not. I think men have mastered that. That is the point that I'm trying to make.
I would have
wouldn't be as hard. It wouldn't be as hard. It wouldn't be. But you guys are the majority saying that women are having a tough time picking the right men. So that just means that the person that's the best at it would happen to be the man. Am I wrong?
It's because you're more emotional.
Look.
Ease, let him go real quick and then you go.
No, I would just say that, where we at right now in society, it's more, I feel like there's more acting going on from women. Men are at a different position, and women is like, this is why it's a lot of women that look the same now. They trying to portray the same thing. There's a lot of people. This is why Sexy Red can be who she is right now. It's the act. It's the full blown act. You know what I'm saying? And everything's most cookie cutter situations is going on is because of what? If it was nobody trying to please the eye of the man, then none of y'all would look like that. Not like there wouldn't be this cookie cutter woman thing going on right now. You know what I'm saying? It would be more organic.
I think it's kind of always been like that. It's just that this is where we're living now. Women always copy. We always follow trends. That's just something that women do.
Yo,
Nah,
chat,
it's different.
chat. This is crazy, bro. So, real quick, chat. I want y'all to just understand literally what just happened. She asked me a question and I broke it down so clean and concise and gave her an answer. I gave her a solution to her problem, but she's viewing everything from a feels perspective instead of a reals perspective. Men are deductive problem solvers, baby girl. So the answer I gave you is talking about the characteristic traits in a man that you should avoid and the characteristic traits in a man that you should prioritize. What better answer do you want? You don't want that answer. You want a feels answer. You want me to say, well, yeah, niggas is dirt. Well, that nigga that's doing this. No, that's not. I literally told you. I broke it down to the key of the characteristic traits in a man.
This
when
goes
that
back
time
to what
comes, just make sure you just let people pick which side that they agree more. Because I also said people get into marriages and everything, and they end up meeting a different person then. So you could have broke it down any way you want to. You're not getting my point, and it's okay.
Life doesn't happen like that.
Okay.
Look, listen.
You don't always have to have the answer.
It's very simple.
Oh
Life doesn't
To you,
work
it's
like
simple.
that. Someone's past behaviors is a predictor on their future behaviors, right? So when you meet someone, people barely change. There's facts and statistics on this. People barely change. Just if you couldn't see it in them, why you think I tell men not to date women that are single mothers? Why you think I tell men not to date women that have a whole bunch of tattoos? Why you think I tell men not to date women that's very high maintenance? Because they have these characteristic traits of how they are now. They're going to be a headache when you get into a relationship with them. They make poor decisions. Why you think we tell men not to date women with high body counts? Because your past decisions and the choices that you made, it's a predictor for your future actions. You get what I'm saying? So a man, where he's currently at, if he is showing you his actions, not what he says, if he's showing you that he can't be decisive, what is decisive? The ability to make a decision. If he can't be decisive with you, obviously, how he's going to be decisive with making a good business choice, to keep a job, to run a family, to take care of the household? That's not a good guy. He's asking you. So think about if you texting a guy, hey, baby, what would you want to eat? Where would you want to go? Well, that's a red flag already from the Texas. A man like me that's decisive, come here at 8, wear this, we going here. That's a green flag. This man knows what he wants. He's decisive. He can make a decision. I'm talking about the characteristics. I'm giving you the best answer possible.
Okay, you got it.
Like, goddamn.
You can have it.
So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.